Right, now I'm going to show you how to cook some rice. Now, there are lots of different ways to cook rice. It just depends on your preference. On this packet of rice, these are the instructions. So it says, allow 60 grams of rice per person. Place the rice in a sieve and rinse under cold running water. Put in a large pan of boiling water, add salt as desired. Stir once, cover and simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. Drain well, fluff through the grains with a fork and serve. Now those are the instructions on this rice container. However, I tend to cook it a different way, and it's just the way that I've been taught. So it's entirely up to you. They'll normally have instructions on a packet of rice, but this is the way that I would cook it in a saucepan. So let's begin. So here's my saucepan, nothing in it. I'm going to allow 80 grams of rice per person just because we love rice. So let's put in the quantity that we need. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the cold water into the saucepan. Then I'm going to fill the saucepan with the water, and then I'm just going to swish the rice around with my fingers. And you can see the water turning a different colour. So it's gone sort of like a sort of milky colour. Then what I'll do is I will tip this water out very carefully. Try not to lose any rice. And then I will refill again. You can see the water is still milky, looking cloudy. So then I'll tip again. Swoosh, use my fingers. One more time, I think it'll be okay. And pour that out. So you can see the water has become much more clearer, and that's what we're looking for. Now, the amount of water that you need to leave in the pan once you've washed your rice is you put your middle finger into on top of the rice, so it touches the top of the rice, and you want the water to this first knuckle bit here. So the tip of your finger touching the rice, you want the water to that first knuckle. Let's put the gas on, put the pan on, and I don't actually put any salt in. It's just plain rice and water. And then we just put the lid on a slant like that, and we let that come to boiling point, so it's bubbling away, and then we turn the gas down and just let it simmer. Right, it's been 8 minutes. Now it's beginning to bubble away, as you can see. What we want to do is we want to turn the gas right down to the lowest setting. And then we're going to pop the lid on at a slant, and then we're just going to leave it to finish bubbling away. Now it has been simmering, it had the lid on, it's been simmering for 5 minutes, and as you can see where the air's coming out, and also if you listen you can hear it still simmering, so that obviously there's still liquid at the bottom. So this is the point where you really need to pay full attention to the rice. So I can still hear it bubbling, so I'm just going to, and you can see the bubbles still at the top, so the water's still coming up. I'll put that back on, and then I'm going to give it a few more minutes. But you will hear in the saucepan the bubbling. When that disappears, that's what we're waiting for. Now, if you're not sure what you're looking for, what you can do is get a fork and just make a little tiny hole in the middle, and then you can physically see if there's a bit more liquid at the bottom or not. It's nearly completely disappeared. I'm going to leave that on there and give it a couple more minutes. Now I can't hear any bubbling, so I'm going to turn the gas off. And then this, to me, is when the rice is ready. So now you can either break it up, loosen it up, or you can leave it as it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave it as it is to let it dry out a little bit more. And then I'll just dish that up.